हाँ वो तो वहीं से मेरा तो चालू,
मेरा तो यहाँ से तो चालू है। ठीक है, तो ये सबका म्यूट है।
हाँ राइट। ये लगता है आपका सर अच्छा दे
ये यहाँ से सब ऑपरेट होता है।
All our dignitaries, Mr. Ajay Thakur. Ajay ji, special respect to you. I personally know him and I personally also congratulate him the kind of commendable work he has done and contributed in true sense in MSME and SME sector. Well, quickly I will introduce you Ajay ji. Ajay ji is head BSc SME and Startup. Ajay ji has worked at BSc from last 17 years and have worked at various departments like arbitration and business development. Ajay ji developed derivatives segment and created major milestones. Ajay ji was also actively involved in the opening of regional centers across the country. Ajay ji is very successfully launched the SME platform on 13th March 2012 and thus became the first exchange to launch the platform. Till date, more than 320 SME companies have been listed on this platform. We welcome you, Ajay ji. I think there are many other things which are there in the part of your introduction. So pardon me if I have not been able to cover that fully. I would like to introduce Mr. Sanjeet Kumar. Hello, sir. It's my honor and privilege to listen to you for the second time today.
Yes,
Sanjeet is CEO CareEd. Thank you, sir. And I'm taking the liberty to call you by Sanjeet. Sanjeet is the CEO Care Advisory. Sanjit has more than 17 years of experience in working with rating agency and banks. Sanjit has worked with multiple organizations such as Care Ratings, Deutsche Bank, DBS Bank, and Bank of Nova Scotia. He has extensive experience in the field of credit risk assessment and project appraisals. He is master in economics too. So I welcome you, Sanjit. Mr. Alok Harlalka. Alok ji is a very dear friend also. I would like to introduce him to the participants. Alok is the managing director at Greatest Corporate Services Private Limited. Alok has been driving force behind Greatex Corporate Services, company which is SEBI registered category 1 merchant banker. Having 11 years of experience, knowledge, and so much of work he has done in capital market services. With Greatext, he also manages Greatext Stock Broking Private Limited too. Alok's contribution is greatly responsible for the successful growth and development of Greatext, which is awarded as top volume performance in 2017-18. Welcome, Alok.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We would like to also introduce Shri Dukhabandhu Rath, sir, who's the Chief General Manager, Gujarat at State Bank of India. Mr. Rath is having over 35 years of experience in the banking sector with specialization in retail operations, internal and external risk mitigation, budget oversight, managing statutory compliances, corporate governance, commercial banking, strategy formulation, and implementation too. Business planning, human resources and industrial relations management, operational risk management and administration. Oh my God, the list is on and on. Sir, I think I have missed many things, but for today, this much only, sir.
No,
Mr. Rat was also It's really, I think 1 hour can go only in introducing all the dignitaries. Mr. Rath was also the CEO at SBI at Bangladesh. I welcome you on the board, sir. And yes,
Thank you. Thank you
uh,
very much.
yeah, Mr. Kedar Ladda, welcome, sir. Kedar is a very senior partner at KPSJ Associates LLP, having 27 years of experience. By the way, you look so young and you have the highest number of experience. Commendable.
Thank
By
you.
qualification also, he is FCA, FCS and AICWA. All the 3 Cs. Oh my God. I mean, it's really commendable. Kedar is one of the senior most partners of the firm, having wide experience of more than 27 years as practicing company secretary, serving various industries at managerial levels and practicing chartered accountancy too. He is providing corporate advisory services relating to finance, taxation, banking, public issue, forex, and expertise in project financing. I welcome all of you and let us start the webinar, and I welcome all the participants. A very warm welcome again.
Thank you.
Well, I will start my first question with Mr. Rath. Sir, can you please unmute yourself? And I would like to ask the first question to you, sir. What is your advice to MSMEs for managing their financial crisis? Today's topic is how to manage your financial crisis, especially during the pandemic and post-pandemic. How should they tackle this financial crisis currently also and after the pandemic also, sir? Over to you.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon, all the esteemed panelists who are in the webinar and almost all the esteemed participants in the webinar. And I think you have been very generous in introducing me. I mean, you have shared many things. I think, yes, I'm a career banker with State Bank of India for almost 35 years. Just to put it succinctly, this pandemic has really taught us many things. Many things we have thought of in the operational domain, the financial domain, and in the entire ecosystem of operational management, financial management. The pandemic has taught us many things. While the government and also the international economic bodies and the different bodies in the country like the CII and all the industry bodies are engaged in, coming out with strategies how to handle the challenges coming out of the crisis, especially affecting the SME and MSME sector. And I would very broadly, list out some of the points which are very crucial as far as the MSME and SME sector in the country. Let me tell you at the outset that supporting the MSME and the SME sector is one of the paramount, challenges for all of us. And we in SBI, we give the maximum importance as on date, and in future we will continue to do that, to give maximum support to the MSME and SME sector. It comes to my mind that yes, there is a challenge. But let me tell you, the challenge, of course, it is totally different in nature, but we are quite confident in SBI going, based on the several years of experiences, based on which we have been doing banking, and also the industry experience that all of us we have, that though the challenge, the arising out of the pandemic is quite serious, but I'm quite sure that as a community, the community of bankers and the financial analysts and the entrepreneurs, I think we can definitely tide over this crisis. The first point that I would like to make is the financial assessment and security. And this is definitely the first concern of every business, whether it is a big industry, big unit or a small unit, especially in case of SMEs and MSMEs. It is important to first make a final assessment of the current financial situation of the company. One may sit down with the finance professionals, with the company itself, or with finance professionals from outside, so that to understand especially the deficits and the difficulties arising out of the operations, the possible cash flow, and the potential expenses and the liabilities during this lockdown period. As I mentioned to you, in fact, to the distinguished panelists, that this pandemic has really thrown a lot of challenges of unseen proportion. So I think in managing the company, on the basis of reliable data, the company, especially SME and MSME units, they have to be very, very clear. They have to have absolute clarity about the cash flow, about the requirement of finance on the basis of to be worked out on the basis of reliable data, so that the company is in a position, the unit is in a position to work out in the short term as well as in the medium term as to how to, come up with solutions for the financial challenges. The second challenge, as I look at it, this is re-evaluate business plan. In fact, the SME and MSME units which are engaged in a particular line of activity, and the time has come in the pre-COVID, during this pandemic period, the SME and MSME unit, in fact, has to spend some time, some energy to evaluate the current situation, to redefine the business goals and plan a more realistic and well-grounded growth plan that can immediately be executed. It may appear that the unit which is engaged for last several years with a particular line of activity, in fact, it may so happen that the activity may become redundant and the company may be required to do something else which the company has mastered all these years. I'll just to give you an example that in fact some of the units coming up with products like sanitizer during the, I think to give a very, very crude example, some of the companies coming up with, manufacturing of sanitizer. The point that I would like to say that this pandemic has opened the opportunities for the SME and MSME units to diversify the activities and to reevaluate the business plan which it has been following many years. And the third point that I would like to make, that this pandemic has given us a golden opportunity to create a strong digital ecosystem. In fact, if you remember, in State Bank of India in 2016, I was in command the whole country. In fact, we started digital prior to demonetization, and during this demonetization period, the entire country, as a matter of requirement or as a matter of need, we try to become more digital, and to some extent we also experienced some success. But after demonetization became a little old subject, again people came back to, I think the push on account of demonetization was not there. But let me tell you, this pandemic has given us an opportunity again to have a relook at our efforts to go for a strong and a very robust digital ecosystem. Even as an SME or MSME, it helps us, I think, to present an active on the digital media through the website, use of blogs and social media. Not only to help create a positive brand recall, but also helps generate business through channels, through digital channels, especially for brands that are into retail who have benefited impressively through online sales. The fourth thing that I would like to emphasize, we have to, take the help of the new generation. I think the newest technology like the CRM, the customer relations management, the enterprise resource planning, the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the host of other things to add value to our operations. And I'm sure that when mobility in the pandemic period is greatly restricted, and most of our meetings, if you can take, for example, the meeting now that we are doing through Zoom and through other methods, I think the SME and MSME units to bring, cutting edge efficiency to their entire operations can make it
Absolutely agree, sir. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Going digital, whatever all the 4 points you have
And one more
mentioned
point,
is completely. Yes, sir.
I'll
Yes,
say.
sir.
I think the biggest thing that the pandemic has taught all of us, all the SME and MSME units, is to put a crisis management team in place. There has to be a crisis management team in place. The lessons that we have learned during the pandemic period data has to be made good use of so that we remain vigilant for the future. I think the SME and MSME units, I think this should be for the SME and MSME units.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Evaluate digital. The improvement team is what the perfect word you have used, sir. And obviously, there are opportunities in crisis, and this is the golden time for all of us.
Golden time, yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for that advice and crisp answer to the question, sir. My next question would be to Sri Ajay ji. Ajay ji, usually people feel very scared at times that how as a MSME or a SME promoter, how I can list my company. It will be very difficult, long process. I don't think it is meant for me. Or at the same time, people take so much of pride also when they get listed. So, sir, what is your piece of advice? And how would you motivate all our listeners that they can truly achieve the growth if they if they do listing on the SME platform at BSE?
I think it's a very pertinent question, and that also, at a time when we are going through pandemic crisis. Normally, what happens, the promoters get awakened when there are some crisis or some other thing happens, and they don't, plan it earlier. Today, you just see the scene. Dhirubhai Ambani, he has got his company listed. There's some disturbance happening. Yeah, his company got listed in 1980, and now just see that he has made his company debt free. Okay, he didn't want that there should be a lot of debt in his company. Just understand, in the year 1980, when many of the companies used to get listed onto the stock exchange.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but I think Mukesh Bhai has proved that there is nothing like pandemic or COVID for him.
No,
He's progressed like anything.
Yeah, that's what I am saying.
Look at the market capitalization, and he's completely debt free, sir.
No, and his market capitalization has crossed 11 lakh crore. Now, just understand, the wonder that these guys can do. Now, understand what he has done. In 1980, there were no webinars. Okay, stock exchange never used to go outside and tell the people to get their company listed. We don't have, SEBI in Mumbai. There was controller of capital issues in Delhi, and people have to, and especially the promoters have to run from pillar to post to get the files passed and get their company. During those difficult times, this guy has thought of getting his company listed, and now he's enjoying the fruits out of that. Somehow what I have felt, with my little bit of experience, though I'm in the capital market for last 26 years, what I have understood that in India, people are scared with the thought of compliances. Okay, the fear of compliances, and somewhere that is restricting these promoters to get their company listed. So they think that compliances are a lot, but so better. Even the advisors and the consultants always talk to them that let us go to the banks, keep on taking loans. And most of the companies, let me tell you what has happened in the last 7 years from the time I launched the SME platform. I have met 30,000 promoters. And in 30,000 promoters, what I have seen their balance sheets also. And in 96-97% of the cases, the balance sheet was, totally distorted and very much stressed. Top line ranges between 5 crore to 600 crores, and profit was hardly, 1%, 0.5%, or 0.005%, like that. And the reason for that was that, we have banks, and banks are everywhere, all the look and corner, there are banks. And people just, go to the banks to keep on taking loans. And the banks also have got, because they keep on giving collateral, so banks also give them loans depending upon some other features. But that is not the fault of the bank to give loan, because when see that okay, bank companies are complying with all the requirements. Their job is to lend. Okay, otherwise from where they will make money? But ultimately, that most of the companies in India have stressed their balance sheet by over leveraging it. Okay, you can't totally go on taking loans, and then when the economy goes here and there a little bit, then you are running for or you are in deep stress for servicing that loan. So why we are telling the promoters or the companies to get listed is so that they should have a proper balance between debt and equity. So unless until there is a balance between debt and equity, this balance sheet is not going to be strong. And the balance sheet is not strong, even the banks will not be confident enough to give them loans at a lower interest rate. And that's why what we see, the listed entities with better profits, and which is obvious after listing because equity comes into the company, they enjoy better interest rate. So this is the benefit. Promoters need to understand what are the benefits. You have raised the funds from the bank. Now you should raise the funds from the capital market. We have got very vibrant stock exchange. You please come here, raise funds by diluting your equity, and you are getting you are making your balance sheet stronger. People have trust in you post listing. Your credibility increases manifold. Your visibility increases manifold. And but besides that, you are converting your equity into currency. Where are those equity share certificates? Most of the promoters are not aware where their share certificate is. Maybe sometimes, most of the times lying with CS or somewhere in their locker, even they are not aware of their share certificate. So, this is the situation. So please unlock the value of your company, getting this share certificate listed, get it tradency, make it a collateral. Tomorrow, if you don't want to dilute your shares, okay, and you can get loan. There are various agencies, various NBFCs and banks also giving it, but they are fear of it. What we have done on platform, we have to reduce the compliance, made it minimal. We have made it half yearly basis. You have the company tell you, and it has given me a pleasant surprise. I thought that the compliance fear will be more in the promoter's mind, but out of 322 companies listed, almost 10 companies migrated to the main board here, and the very next day they have applied for migration. Means that post listing they realize that there is no a single paise fear of compliances, and it's the compliances which is necessary for proper functioning of the company. And they told me that, sir, I was shocked at why I have not got my company listed for so long, because they found that even their clients, okay, their vendors started having confidence into the company, and their clients started giving them repeated orders. So there are multiple benefits. Not just to understand, today we are in the stage of crisis. Whatever you say, you can have innovation, you can have best technology practices, but these are facilitators. The most important thing for a company is to have money. Okay. Now those companies which are in listed space, they are in a better position than those companies which are in unlisted space. Okay. And what you are asking for, I've seen there some places, people are asking for that, sir, this electricity bill should be, abolished, and these things are small. These small things are not going to, help you in making you a big company, large corporate, or blue chip company. You have to come out of this and start becoming a visionary promoter. And how you can have visionary promoter? If you have everything in your kitty, you have all the instruments to fight with the enemy. The enemy may be these enemies may create thousands of disruptions. Sometimes this disruptions comes from competition. Sometimes disruptions comes from technology. Sometimes disruption comes from government. Sometimes disruption comes from pandemic. Now, how you can shield yourself from all these things? And for that, there are various options that are available. But somehow, we don't want to explore those opportunities. And now, stock exchange, I think that the BSE building is being shown much more than the face of the Prime Minister or the Parliament or anything else. You just see that BSC building is being maximum soon, and the economy of India is being being pegged with the index of the stock exchange. So understand, when everything is connected with this, why not we should export this? And as far as BSC is concerned, we have made the eligibility criteria so simple. Any company having 1.5 crores of net tangible 3 years into existence with operating profit and post-issue face value below 25 crores can get their company listed onto the stock exchange. So the guidelines have been made very simple, very cost-effective way of listing. Within 3 months, the company gets.
Important is money, liquidity, working capital, short term, long term, medium term cash flow. Your 90% of the stress is gone, sir. And I think BSC and Ajay ji, you both deserve a very big salute. You have done a commendable job, seriously. And also, I'm
Thank you.
really happy to again share with the viewers, if they have missed out, that almost 80 companies, sir, they've migrated, right? 80
Agreed.
companies. Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
that means it's such a simple process, and I think most of the MSME owners or the promoters who are listening to us, they must get encouraged and they must think on these grounds that it is not a very difficult process to get listed. So thank you very much for throwing light, sir. Would you like to add something, or should I go on the next
And
question, sir?
let me tell you, we have two exchanges which is working, though BSE is the largest stock exchange as far as SME is concerned. But let me tell you, to total together, both exchanges together have got 500 plus companies listed. But just understand, this 500 companies have raised almost 6,500 crores. Just 500 companies, just understand, 6,500 crores of funds have been raised. And today the market capitalization may be around 35,000 crores. So that's the benefit that these 500 companies have enjoyed onto the stock.
Alpa ma'am, you can continue.
Alok ji, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, yes.
I think Alpa madam
Yeah,
has
yeah,
gone.
yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. So you have heard
Sir.
whatever I have said?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank
Should I go on the
you.
next?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Yeah,
ma'am.
please.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue. One minute. I think she is not there right now. 1 minute. Just wait for a minute. Nabil, can you talk to Alpa ma'am? If there is an issue from
Yes,
her
I'll
end,
just speak to her. I'll just speak to her.
please. I think she have joined now. Hello?
Alpa ma'am, your voice is mute. Unmute yourself.
We are mute, Alpa ma'am. I think there is some internet issue from her end, I guess. Alpa ma'am. I will just call her, ask her if there is an issue, then you take the call then. Alpa ji? Hello? No, आप mute हो ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Some internet issues. Okay, so as Ajay ji said that they are all, these are all extra things which we can look for, but main thing is vitamin M. And now let me ask one very important question to Sanjeet. Hi Sanjeet, can you please answer this question that what do you feel about the stimulus packages which is announced by the government, especially for MSME, and how the SME or MSME sector can really take the best advantage of these stimulus packages, and how working capital, especially the working capital requirement, can be really taken care by all these stimulus packages. Your point of view and your advice.
Mr. Sanjeet.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, Sanjeet, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you for inviting me here, and good evening to everyone. So the question that Alpaji has asked me to answer is on how do the SMEs can benefit from the incentive schemes, the stimulus packages which have been announced by the Government of India, and in terms of how do the MSMEs manage their other issues, other problems that they have, and what kind of packages, how do they leverage on these stimulus packages which have been announced by Government of India. So if I have to, in a nutshell, look at it, and as some of the other panelists have already spoken, including Mr. Rath, who have been advising on how the MSMEs can manage the current financial crisis. And so, the first step would always be to diagnose your own issue, where you are as an MSME, where you are, and what kind of options you have right now. The key strength of any MSME client is always the flexibility that they have, because they are small, so therefore they have a lot of flexibility in managing things, in rationalizing their cost, changing their business model. Some of these things are much easier for a MSME client compared to a large corporate. So this is the time for all MSME clients to leverage this particular flexibility that they have, and quickly rework on what will work good for them in the medium term. Management, how to manage the fund liquidity issues is the immediate the trouble that all of them have to manage. And in the medium term, how do they rationalize their cost, as well as how do they reorient their businesses to make sure that they disband whatever is going to be unviable in future, and at the same time look at their strengths and figure out which are those businesses which are going to be viable in the long run, and reorient the entire business setup accordingly. So, and then once you have identified these, your short-term issues, and as well as medium-term reorientation of the business plan that you can think of, then picking it up, okay, in case there is a immediate liquidity challenge, then you have all these stimulus packages being announced by Government of India. Could be the collateral-free loan that is available. So in case you are already have a banking relationship with banks, you can go over to them, seek additional funding from them. Most of the banks are these days have already put up operational workflows, and they are doing this disbursement pretty quick, including SBI, who have been already been disbursing a lot of loans and supporting the MSMEs to tide over the liquidity issues. So that can be an immediate problem that they can, immediate solution that they can look up to. In addition to that, if you look at the stimulus packages, one is this collateral-free loan, other is for stress account, there is a subordinate debt which is being announced. So, some of the promoters who have those companies which are already NPA and therefore they are unable to get additional loan from banking system, then those promoters can look at accessing the funds through the subordinate debt route, where the fund will get disbursed to them, and then that fund can be used to infuse additional equity in the company, and that will help them to take out the company from the stress scenario that they are in. So that is one option which the stress companies have. In addition to that, we also have the additional package of fund of fund scheme, where government have announced that 50,000 crore of fund of fund scheme for those companies which
additionally mobilize resources. Second technique for self-assessment is ratio analysis. Ratio analysis, that is current ratio, leverage ratio, profitability, working capital cycle, your holding ratio, working capital.
Sure. Kedar, I think the viewers, what I meant was, what are the few practical things which they all should learn? I think for all these ratios and for all these other aspects, Sanjit is there, you are there, you are definitely going to help the promoters how they should, really look at the things. But what you mentioned is really, really perfect, that you have to avoid certain old practices which you used to do right till now. You have to adopt new things, and yes, innovation and all which you are mentioning is absolutely perfect. Kedar, would you like to add certain practical, some case study or some of your client who have done wonderfully well even in this pandemic with your advice? I think Kedar, we have lost him. So no problem. Can I go back to Alok? Alok, can you please take the
Sure.
next question?
Yeah, please.
Price is what you pay and value is what you get. So here is the value proposition from Mr. Alok Harlalka to each one of you.
Thank you.
Alok, can you please tell quickly
Yeah.
that as a merchant banker,
Correct.
what exactly you do, how you help the aspiring promoters, those who really want to get listed, and what kind of services you offer and how you help them? And one of the best case study, or the client who has really, really minted money, created wealth, growth, tremendous growth he has achieved with the help of you when you have made them listed, and a kind of a motivational speech if you would like to give. So
Yeah.
Kedar, sorry we missed you, and we had a question for you, so we'll come back to you after Alok answers this question. Thank you.
Thank you, Alpa ma'am. First of all, I want to give thanks to all the panelists, Mr. Kedar, Mr. Raj, Ajay sir, and Alpa ma'am. Thank you so much for coming here and today attending this webinar. And thanks to all the attendees who have attended today and showing and have shown their interest to listen our today's webinar. Thank you so much. So, Alpa ma'am, your point is that how we are helping the SMEs to list their company. So, what we have done, what we used to do, when we met the promoters, right, and when we are asking them to list the company, as Ajay sir have said, right, so they have a issue that is this the right time to list in this pandemic? Our business is not doing well, let's do better. So we always suggest this is the only time, because what is happening that in this time, if you are able to raise any money from the market, so definitely that will create the positive impact in your cash flows, in your business, and everything. So the issue what the most of the people are facing in this pandemic, if they are able to raise any money from the IPO in the SME, so definitely that will be helping for their business to grow further. So we always suggest, so some of the clients are getting convinced, right, that what is our responsibility to list the company? I will be saying in the shortest way so people should understand. The responsibility of the merchant banker to list the company is that to prepare the documentation part, what we will do from our end. So we will not be disturbing the promoter for getting to list the company, for getting the documents. What we will need, we will be needing only 1% from their side to get the document from their end, and we will prepare the document, and we will file the we will be filing the DRHP with the exchange, which contains about 300 to 400 pages, where the information about the promoter and the companies and their business will be there. After that, exchange will have their own due diligence. After exchange will send their person to have the site visit in the company's premises, in office and factory. After that, exchange do the one interview where the exchange will call the promoter or the CFO of the company to understand the business model and why they are going for listing. After that, if they find everything is fine, then exchange give the in principle approval. After getting the in principle approval from exchange, we will be having 1 year to open the IPO. So on which day we want to open the IPO, that we can decide. So this is a small process to list the company, and timeline for list the company is between 3 to 4 months maximum to list the company. From the day of signing the mandate, in next 4 months, company can get list. So, and success story, what we have done, there are so many companies till now. We have done 19 IPOs in the SME space, and I'll happy to share one study case that we have list one company called Miskita Engineering Limited. This issue we have brought in the year 2019, September 2019. We have brought this IPO. IPO price was 37. Today, the price of the equity, it is more than 80. Within a span of, you can say, 8 months, price of the company is more than 80. So that is how we have created the wealth, because in the SME space, what is happening when we are going for a listing, then we will not be able to get the good valuation at the time of listing in the SME. After the listing, the investor have started creating, watching the company about the performance of the company, performance in the equity market. So that after when they have started looking at that company, so gradually they are having confidence, they are making the confidence in the company, and they are starting invest in the company. So that is how this has been created for this company. So like this, so my point to all the attendees who are here today, I'll request, don't think that is this the right time to use the company. I am sure that you will be able to raise any money, whatever money you're going to raise, so that completely interest-free money you are getting without any commitment of any interest, without any commitment of payback guarantee. So you can use that money for a business, and gradually you can grow in this situation, and gradually your valuation will also get increased after the listing. So that is how we have.
Perfect. Alok, you are absolutely bingo, and NOW now is the time, and WOW, that is what is you are going to get if you really listen to all our expert panelists. We are truly blessed to have such a versatile panelist members today. We have a bank, we have a stock exchange listing department head. Wow. We have care advisory who can really help us. We have a dynamic Kedar, who's cost accountant, chartered accountant, and company secretary. What a combination we have today. And Alok, who has really helped so many people to get listed, and really encouraged so many promoters to create true wealth and growth in real sense. So I think if any of my dignitaries who would like to say any closing note or anything, if you feel that we haven't covered and you would like to share with our viewers, please speak so. And then we have so many questions in the chat box. I think one by one we should answer all the questions from the participants. So over to you, all the panelists, if you would like to give any closing notes.
In fact, on behalf of SBI, in fact, I would like to share, since I'm in Gujarat, I would like to share with you what, in the context of Gujarat, what we have done in SBI. See, one thing, in fact, the points which were made by Ajayji were quite fascinating. I would come to that little later. In Gujarat, what we have done, we have entered into an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the government of Gujarat. The MOU was signed in the presence of Honorable Chief Minister Vijay Bhai Rupani and in the presence of all the top officials of government of Gujarat. And by virtue of the MOU, SBI has been designated as the most preferred banker, and anybody who registers himself for a greenfield project or for whatever SME, MSME project, and it gets entered into the registered in the investor facilitation portal, it generates a lead. And in terms of the MOU, we are committed to sanction or accord in principle sanction within a period of 15 days, and other formalities will be carried forward. Now, since I think all our esteemed speakers, panelists mentioned about different packages, and I consider it appropriate to share what exactly we have done in Gujarat in the area of COVID emergency credit line. Let me share with you that even before this GECL guaranteed emergency credit line of Government of India, that 3 lakh crore limit that came into existence, SBI was very fast to come up with a COVID emergency credit line much before. And here in Gujarat, I mean, we have done it, we have rolled it out pan-India in all the state bank branches. In Gujarat itself, we have sanctioned 9,000 COVID emergency credit line loans, almost amounting to 1,000 crores. What exactly it means? So 10% of the sanctioned limit we have extended as an emergency credit line to our borrowers. And when the GECL came, the Madam Nirmala Sitharaman's scheme came, then under that scheme, I'm very happy to share with you that we have sanctioned another 12,000 loans under that scheme and involving almost 1,800 crores. To sum it up, in fact, I may share the statistics, little bit of statistics, that out of 70,000 or maybe around 65,000 odd loans sanctioned in Gujarat, the share of SBI is around 22,500, and in monetary terms, the sanctions amount to almost 2,600. Almost in the banking ecosystem in Gujarat, 1/3 in terms of number and 60%, almost 60% in terms of funds sanctioned, I think have been extended by SBI. We are emotionally committed to SME and MSME units. And let me share with you, the MSME portfolio in Gujarat is the highest at the whole bank level and among all states. I think the units are doing quite well here. There is a lot of scope for diversification, and we are always there. And I would add only one more point, which Mr. Ajay mentioned, that we also encourage this listing culture. Somebody who starts the unit as a proprietorship concern today, we encourage him to go for a partnership concern tomorrow, after some time to an LLP concern, and finally as a private limited company, and also go for the listing. In SBI, and more than the collateral, more than the balance sheet, in fact, what we do, we depend on the cash flow method for extending finance to the people, I mean, to our entrepreneurs who come to us for financial assistance. And there was a time, I think, when I think banks used to give more emphasis on collateral, but now the shift is towards the cash flow in the balance sheet. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rath. Thank you. That was indeed a very big eye-opener for all of us. Thank you for sharing. And when somebody asks me my qualification, so on a lighter note, I just say one thing: I am Gujarati and I talk about money and I exactly know how to grow money. So this is what is my qualification. Don't ask me further. So thank you very much, sir, for bringing into the Gujarati angle also. I really loved it. Ajay ji, आपको सुनना तो बनता है सर. आपका closing note, sir.
So you are on mute. Sir, आप mute में हो.
Okay. I think Mr. Rath has, elaborated in a very nice way. And, it shows the commitment of all the institutions, talk about, all financial institutions, whether it is in capital market or in the debt market. One thing, everyone thinks about is the growth of the country. Okay. How the growth of the country can be achieved? Only if the entrepreneurs grow. Okay. So yes, already in this time of crisis, so many things have been done by the central bank. I don't want to go in details because already, Mr. Sachindra has explained about it in details. And both myself and Mr. Sachindra belong to the same village. So it's always a pleasure to be a co-panelist with him in such forums. So, one thing I would like to tell all the promoters, and not only to tell the promoters, I want to request them that, you can't grow unless you have both equity and debt on your balance sheet. Okay, we are allowing proprietorship concerns track record in. We are taking proprietorship track record into consideration. We are taking partnership track record into consideration. Even 6 months back, if you have converted your company into your partnership or proprietorship firm into a limited company, we will take the historical track record of that proprietorship firm or partnership or LLP into consideration. So there, nowadays we want more and more companies to get listed onto the stocks. Today, BSE is among the top 10 stock exchanges in the world in terms of market capitalization. We are somewhere around 1.7 trillion dollars of market capitalization. But understand, there are other countries like US where Nasdaq enjoys $19 trillion of market capitalization. We have, London Stock Exchange, which have got 3.7 trillion. No, these are the small countries, or Japan, there we see $5.7 trillion market capitalization. These countries are small. Now, if just understand, almost 5% of the MSMEs are SME. Still, it comes to around 20 lakh SME. If out of that, even 10,000 or 20,000 SMEs get listed onto the stock exchange, we will be number one in terms of market capitalization in the world. But somehow the promoters are resisting themselves to get listed. Forget about me. I'm from the stock exchange. You may think that I am intentionally telling you all guys to get listed, though we don't have any selfish interest in getting the companies listed. But just understand, you have all the banks. You have representative from State Bank of India somewhere. You will have representative from other banks also. Just understand, you are going to the banks for taking loans, but all these banks are listed onto the stock exchange. Why they got listed? If the banks are getting themselves listed, why not you as a company who are going for debt to the banks are getting your company listed? So please understand,
Absolutely
there is some
fair point, Ajay ji.
we need to understand.
Absolutely fair point, Ajay ji.
We need to understand that, unless until, and I don't remember any company in the world who has grown only on debt. You have both debt and equity. You name any company in the world, or any 80% of the products that you are using from morning till night when you go for sleep, they are being produced by the listed company. So you can't grow, you can't become big, you can't become large unless until you get your company listed. So my request to you is that get yourself listed. Not bulldoze yourself with only debt. You should have a balance between debt and equity. And we are sitting here, we are going to give you red carpet welcome. We are going to give you all sort of hand holding till the time you are working under the laws of the land, under the rules, regulations, and bylaws of the stock exchange. Our interest is in your growth, because you are going to provide employment to such a huge number of young population to the country. So my request with folded hands to all of you, just get your company listed. We have met the regulations, we have met the eligibility criteria, very simple. Please enjoy it. Thank
Oh
you.
my God, that was such a, I think, a motivational speech given by Ajay ji. I'm completely charged, and in fact, I'm thinking I also should do my company's valuation. I also should, literally go to Sanjit and take advice, or Kedar can advise me. Kedar, yours is also LLP, so you and me, we both should get listed now after this webinar. Let's work on it.
Alpaji, you can't grow your money unless until you get yourself listed. Just understand,
Thank you, Ajay ji.
Reliance has got a net profit of 39,000 crore per annum. 39,000 crore per annum. Now today the market capitalization is 11 lakh crore. Just understand, if it would not have been listed, do you think that this value they would have been created? No. So just on 39,000 crore of profit, the market capitalization is 11 lakh crore. The same way with TCS, same way with Infosys. So I think the promoters should take forget my motivational speech, at least take some motivation from these guys.
Yes, I agree.
My God, very very well said, and मजा आ गया कि मैंने आप सबको अपने choice से बोलने के लिए बोला. I didn't ask you any question. आप लोग सब दिल से बोल रहे हैं अभी. So Sanjeet, now it's your turn. You also will have to speak something दिल से. And what kind of
Yes.
services would you like to offer from Care
Okay.
Advisory? Please throw
Thank
some
you,
light.
Alpaji. I think you know,
Sanjeev ji, you can continue. Mr. Sanjeev.
okay. I think as I said earlier, yes. Okay. As I was saying earlier, that the real strength for MSMEs are the flexibility that they have. And if you look at the opportunities which are coming your way, I mean, please trust me, if I look at the government scheme where there is enough emphasis being given on Atmanirbhar, so we want a lot of these produce being manufactured in India. There is a clear incentive to have this supply chain being based out of India, not being sourced from China or wherever in the world it is. So there's a lot of opportunities coming the way to MSME clients. It is important for them to evaluate themselves right now, see what is the new businesses which are going to be the viable streams for them. Reorient the business, the word I keep saying, the reoriented business, see which needs to be divested of, which is no longer viable, get out of them, pick up new business segments which are going to be viable, which show promise, and take benefit of the schemes which government have announced, the new business environment that is coming your way, where there is a increased focus on sufficiency within the economy. So a lot of manufacturing activities will happen, and the replacement of those, whether it is a Chinese supplier or anywhere else those manufacturing will happen in India. So those are going to be get localized. And of course, all of these, the immediate beneficiary will be the MSME clients, because they are the first one who can, build up those supply chain within India itself. So take advantage of it, use your flexibility, reorient yourself, take benefit of the government schemes, whether it is the debt that the banks are doling out, or whether it is the fund of funds through the equity route, if you can get some additional equity from the government of India, or if you are able to get yourself listed on the stock exchange. All these are options available to you. Get resources, reorient yourself, get ready for the new opportunities which are coming your way in the market. That's all my advice to the
Wow.
MSME clients. And of course, we are there to help you, to navigate you through the
Wow.
opportunities which are coming.
That was power packed. I just felt like Mr. Modi is talking to all of us.
Okay.
Be vocal for the local, self-reliant India. But I
Yes.
completely agree with you. In fact, I was listening to Sri Sadhguru's webinar yesterday. Told one, and Sanjit, you told the thing what Guru told, that almost 300 large companies to change their base to India. They're going to leave China. In Japan, it's considering India as the main hub now. So this is a true opportunity for all the MSME and SME segment. Completely agree with you, Sanjit. Very well spoken. Really मजा आ गया. आपने भी बहुत अच्छा closing note दिया है. Now it's Kedar, your turn, and then we'll go to the question and answer session. Alok, if you also want to say anything, please feel free.
Hello. Here is the banker to speed up the business. Stock exchange for wealth maximizations, care rating for financial discipline and reputation, or we are the advisors to smooth the business and process. So regarding this post-COVID, I request all to change their practices, modify and adopt some new practice, like some of the fixed cost, if they can convert into variable, various overhead, relook, and some decisions like make or buy, own or lease, employ or outsource, reframe your credit policy. Even you are small organization, you make your credit policy, every customer, supplier will get your registration, all KYC will be with you, reference will be there, CIBIL you will check, review their limit, vendor, various options for this recourse funding, vendor funding, credit insurance, tackling bill-to-bill payments this way and legal due diligence. Second is strengthening the supply chain. Where is your source of raw material or where your end user of your product? So you make total chain where this material move or how it can be strengthened. Then this contract manufacturing, you use the marginal costing, optimize use of resources by additional production for others. And your conversion cycle, where you purchase or you make the payment and you realize the payment. What is the period? You rework on that, or you make the balance between your sales, profitability and liquidity. Sometimes you focus on sales, but you forget the liquidity. Sometimes you focus on profit, but you forget the liquidity, profitability. So these are the you think. Or some practice should be avoided. A short-term fund used for long-term, high leverage of your balance sheet. Here is the exchange to lower the increase the equity and lower the debt. Promoters should revisit their withdrawals. Personal withdrawals should be minimized because if the fund what's available in business, that will grow. Or investment in non-current assets, idle property, non-earning property, avoidance of new project expansion, diversification for a while till this market stable. Or new implementation should be taken care. This rating mechanism is available. All financial discipline should be maintained. Check bouncing, EMI, CIBIL score, online available. Anyone can check and improve their financial discipline. Employee participation is also made. Employee participation and employee engagement should be in business. It will create strong ecosystem. Or user-generated content. You should understood this UGC as well as CSR, advertising, recognition of intangible assets like mark, patent, copyright, goodwill, human resources assets, R&D, royalty, marketing, network, franchises, network. It should be or some of the concept for the material management and inventory, EOQ, economic order of quantity and just-in-time technology. Or lastly, I say that collaboration and consolidation is the big power. Your efforts, activities should be consolidated as well as you add the collaboration. Gujarat is the example. Here in Morbi, more than 20 stakeholders in a one company, or they making the big business. So the risk is divided. This resources is mobilized, talent is pulling by collaborating. So the collaboration is good technique. Every small or big, they should take this. Last, government and society should how to compensate this loss happen post-COVID. One is like this efficiency improvement. Whatsoever 60 days, 90 days, this ideally we see. So why not this holiday we work? Why not this we make minimized optional holiday? Somebody can only this much, any day they can take, but this disturb the working because of any holiday in between the week. Totally week is imbalance. I request this government should focus on common infrastructure instead of subsidies. The common infrastructure like R&D center, logistics site maybe, its exhibitions, these ETP plants. So this solve the business.
Thank you, Kedar. Thank you. I think superb closing speech by you. Maybe you can quickly say last few things which you want to say, and then sorry, but we have less time, so we have to go for the question and answer from the participants. Participants, please write your questions in the chat box so that I can ask to our panelist members. And also I request each and every panelist member to write down their email ID or if they can share their mobile number so that our participants can get in touch with you. Kedar, please mention your number, email ID, because you are an ocean of knowledge and you want to really convey so many things. We are really, really blessed to have you in our panel, but due to time constraints, sorry, I have to, go a little fast, but you can always mention your email ID, number. So those who want to get in touch with you will surely do that. But yes, quickly you can finish your closing speech and then I'll go on the question and answer from the participants.
Right. The management of the entities should take care of capital budgeting. This 90% problem of MSME is capital budget. They does not have capital budgeting system. They use working capital money into capital fund or then liquidity crisis open. So they should be very well planned of the fund with this activity. Or this is my last message.
Thank you, Kedar. Thank you so much. I think in a very short time, you have covered so many things and so many points, and we really, really appreciate that. So now let me quickly ask the questions. There are so many good feedbacks and participants have loved the webinar. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This is what encourages us to keep on doing more and more webinars. So Purvi Shah has asked, there is this announcement of fund of funds announced by the Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman. Can you please throw some light and how, what about Mr. Nitin Gadkari? What is he saying? So I think this webinar is not to, talk about the political announcements or the particular person who has announced that, but we have already covered this question.
Alpa, I
yeah.
think let me throw some light on this.
Answer. Actually, Sanjit has already answered about the stimulus packages, but Ajay ji can definitely.
Yeah, no, see, as he has rightly said that fund of funds has been created because for last so many years we have been making some representation that there should be a fund that needs to be created by the government, which should be buying into the equity of the companies, of the SMEs especially, which are coming for listing. They buy some stake, and also it will give confidence to the other stakeholders. So that was the session given by us to the MOF a few times, and also to the various state governments. Minister of MSME has also said that yes, the funds need to be created, and last year he has given the send a letter to the finance minister for approval of rupees 10,000 crore. And this year, finance minister has already made a statement of the fund of funds, which will be investing into the growth-oriented company. Now, some statements have been made by the finance minister, but still, it's a very much, preliminary stage. We are also looking into the fine prints of this fund, and hope once the fine prints will come, then we'll be in a better position to tell you all that how these funds will be investing into the equities of the company.
Sir, how is government going to infuse in SME equity? Even that is the part of the question, sir.
No, that's what I am saying. They will be buying, they will not be infusing equity. They will be infusing funds and buying the equity of the company. That will be the...
Okay, sir. Okay, sir, there is a specific question for you, Ajay ji. What is the cost if anybody wants to get listed on BSE SME platform?
So, my request will be the person who is asking this question. First open your mind, think of listing, and let me assure you that costing will never be an issue. Okay. Till now, we have talked to so many promoters, and let me tell you, no one, while deliberation or discussion, have raised this point. 2 days back also we have signed got the mandate signed of a good company having almost 8 crore of PAT and 150 crores of turnover. For them, costing was not an issue. We have also signed the mandate of the company where the profit was 50 lakh rupees. Never the cost become an issue. So, and let me also tell you that whatever the cost that will be told, out of that only 20% you have to pay before listing, and the rest 80% you have to pay after listing. That means out of the pocket expenses will be only to the extent of 20% of the cost that has been given to you. So don't worry on this aspect. You just think of getting listed, and then we will, talk on that, and you will be surprised to know that honestly you are worrying on the cost front.
So, Mr. Shobhan Vyas, I think you have got your answer, and you can definitely get in touch with Ajay ji's team or Mr. Ajay also. So, there is a question from Sachin Agrawal. And Sachin is asking, please give some advice on how MSMEs can collect payments from non-paying clients. What are the legal options available to us? And so basically, I think, Mr. Rath, would you like to answer this question?
Ma'am, can you just, for my benefit, can you just, I couldn't hear it properly.
Yeah,
Can you
so
just repeat it?
if there is trouble getting the money, and what kind of legal formalities and what is in favor of MSME promoter? That's what the question is.
In fact, as per the arrangements made by the government, there is a provision of 20,000 crores subordinate debt for MSMEs, which is a special dispensation which the government of India has come out, and under the lenders and borrowers, banks to stressed and NPA SMEs, amount sanctioned will be 15% of promoter stake or rupees 75 lakhs, whichever is low. Security, government will give 20% as guarantee to banks. Mechanism, banks will give loan to promoters and they will infuse money as equity in their business. This is a separate dispensation as far as the assistance to stressed MSMEs are concerned. And other than this, we also have this restructuring facility in the bank also. This is a loan scheme, and the MSME borrowers can always avail the restructuring facility from the bank. And we are very bullish about the SME restructuring facility. They can approach us.
Alpaji, I just want to add on here.
Yes.
Alpaji, just I want to add on here. I think, to the person who has made this question, that for all MSME clients, for MSME entities, if you don't get money from your client within 45 days, you can make a complaint to the Government of India on their government portal. There is a mechanism where you can put your complaint. If you have not received the money from your client within 45 days, you make a complaint. That notice goes directly to the company, and there is a warning message that goes to the company. If they don't pay up, you can make a repeat complaint. If there is some serious there will be serious penalties levied to those companies if they don't pay up. So 45 days, if you don't get paid out, you can log in, go to the government website and register a complaint. These are pretty serious. Government is taking very seriously. So you have enough options available to take legal remedies against your clients.
Thank you, Sanjit, for adding that. The next question is Sushil Jain.
Alpaji, even I think MSA must understand that there is always a recourse available with them. As far as listed companies are concerned, we have made, SEBI has made it compulsory that, while giving their annual results, they have to disclose that, that how much payments are pending against the MSMEs. Okay. And even the action can be initiated against those companies if they are not paying the MSME within the stipulated time of 45 days. So my request to all these MSME that you must go and take action against those companies without any fear and favor if your payments are not being made in the stipulated time. I think government have made all the provisions for taking care of you. Now you have to understand your right and stand against those who are not paying you on time.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. So either Alok, you can answer this question, या अजय जी आप भी answer दे सकते हैं. What is the minimum requirement for listing on BSE SME platform?
I think already I have explained it, that what are the requirements. There are 3 requirements. Okay. Number 1, your net tangible asset, the company's net tangible assets should be minimum 1.5 crores. The company should be in existence for minimum period of 3 years. And out of those 3 years, in any one of the 3 years, the company should have positive cash accruals. So these are the 3 requirements. And besides that, their paid up capital should be below 25 crores. So if they are meeting all these 4 eligibility criteria, then they can get their company listed onto the SME platform of the stock exchange.
Okay, so I think we have covered most of the questions, and thank you very much all
I
the
think we are,
participants for your.
I think we have a poll now. Poll.
Okay, Alok ji, हाँ जी.
Poll.
Hi. Yes. Can all participants please answer the poll? Within what period you would like to list your company on BSE SME platform?
Select. Select कर लो कौन सा select कर.
Also request
Arvind, you have muted everyone.
इश्यूच नाहीये मे बी मी मला तर फरक पण नाही पडला की तो आला तर परत जायला पण
all the participants, you may please write your feedback for the future webinars, for the future talk shows. There is always a scope of improvement. More than happy to do so. And on that note, once again, thank you very much, all the dignitaries, panelist members, and participants. I hope you enjoyed the show. And we have answered to the best of your expectations and our knowledge. Thank you very much once again to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Leave.